I'm Melissa Sabatine, and we're one-on-one in the studio with Julie Cunningham, President and CEO of the Conference of Minority Transportation Officials. For over a decade, Julie has effectively led this national trade association to unprecedented growth, moving from a single focus of a public transit organization to one of multimodalism, now including aviation, port authorities, and state departments of transportation. Julie is a leading advocate for jobs in transit, port authorities, airports, highways, rail, and small businesses in the public sector. She has more than 20 years of hands-on experience in executive program management, strategic communications, operational leadership, and workforce development. Julie, it's lovely to see you.
Thank you, Melissa. It's great to be here.
Thank you for joining me today and spending a little bit of time with us.
Thank you for the invitation.
Now, AAAE and COMTO are similar in that we represent individuals. So could you tell me a little bit about your organization, who your members are, and what your history and mission is?
Certainly. COMTO was founded in 1971 on the campus of Howard University right here in the Washington, D.C. area, and founded by three men, two who were federal employees. One was the transit administrator, or the UMTA administrator, Urban Mass Transit Association, Carlos Villarreal. And his Office of Civil Rights Director was Harold Williams. Both of those gentlemen are now deceased. And they were joined by a Baptist preacher, Reverend Jerry Moore, who was appointed to the WMATA, Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Association Board of Directors. And the three of them got together and said, you know what, we need a vehicle for senior minority professionals to network. And at that time, our membership was mostly public transit professionals. We have evolved, and today, as you said, we are not only public transportation, but we have some aviation employees, rail employees, port authority folks, and we just cover the gamut.
And airports, of course.
And airports, yes.
Now, one of the concerns that we, I know our members share, and I think your members share, is keeping the workforce pipeline filled, and not just filled with people, but also skilled and trained workers.
Yes.
So how do you see that we can encourage young professionals to enter and stay in the transportation industry?
I'll tell you, it is. This is one of the things that COMTO does very well. You know, we have chapters in 39 cities across the country, and our chapters collaborate with the COMTO National Office to provide scholarships. And every year, collectively across the country, we're awarding somewhere in the neighborhood of $300,000 in scholarships to students pursuing careers in transportation. We also have an internship program, which is funded by the United States Department of Transportation. And so since 2004, every year we have put through 12 to 15 students through internships at the DOT throughout the industry, public and private sector. So and then we also have this big youth symposium every year during our national meeting and training conference. And we probably have somewhere around 100 children every year, mostly from the city in which the conference is being hosted, and just introducing them to careers in transportation and getting them excited about the industry.
That's great. Have you seen that growing each year, the number of kids who are
Absolutely,
interested?
absolutely. It is phenomenal. Like I said, it's one of the things that we do very well.
No, it's great news. So it's the day after the election. There's a lot of talk about how important women were in the election, and we're more than half of the population now. But I still attend meetings in the industry and look around, and there aren't that many women in senior positions. I mean, how do you think we can encourage women to enter the industry and then also advance in the industry, and what do you think is holding them back?
Well, I'm not sure if you're aware, last year COMTO hosted our first Celebrating Women Who Moved the Nation awards breakfast. And at that time, and we're doing it again in March of next year, so it's in observance of Women's History Month. And we just went across the industry and found women from all modes, all races, all ages that we awarded, that we honored for their work in transportation. And I think just like we do with students, each of us as women have to reach back and make sure that we are marketing the industry, that we're reaching back and we're mentoring other young women and getting them excited about careers in transportation. As you know, it's a great industry. There are good paying jobs, whether skilled or professional jobs in the industry, and we just have to do better at telling our story and making sure that others are interested.
Yeah, a great point about mentoring.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you've said that transportation is the best vehicle for job creation.
Yeah.
What do you think that we can do as an industry in our day-to-day jobs to encourage job creation? And then kind of what lies ahead, you think, in the federal outlook for next year?
Yeah, well, one of the other industry modes that we have focused on is highways. And it doesn't matter what state it is. Every state is struggling with getting that pipeline of workers, the next-gen workers. We worked very successfully with the Missouri Department of Transportation to get skilled workers into the construction trades. And Missouri is now a national model in that they have exceeded federal goals for women and minorities in the construction trades on a federally funded project, which was the I-64 expansion. That model has been adopted to some degree by other states, including Kentucky, Connecticut, Arizona, Colorado, and Colorado is also doing a wonderful job on their Fast Tracks program, which is probably the largest federally funded transportation construction project going on in the country right now. So when you look at this, whether it be highway construction, airport expansions, bridges, there's a model there, and we need to replicate it across the country to make sure that we are preparing the next generation of workers, whether it be construction, trades, professionals.
Now, what should government be doing at the state and federal levels? We're heading now, we have a divided Congress and Senate, and also the states, you have the landscape's changed for them politically. What do you think the outlook is for next year?
4 years ago, Secretary LaHood sent a letter to the airports, of the state departments of transportation, public transit agencies, and encouraged the chief executives of these organizations to be more creative, to think outside of the box, to be more aggressive in their outreach to train workers, to get more workers into the pipeline. And I think we have to do more of that. I think that we, as trade organizations, trade associations like AAAE, COMTO, American Public Transit Association, AASHTO, that we collectively have to work with our government counterparts and just be aggressive about bringing more folks into the industry.
Was there anything else you'd like to add that we didn't cover?
Yeah, COMTO really appreciates the opportunity to be on the AAAE show and to continue to work with you and our counterpart AMAC. I know that you work very closely with AMAC, and we just together we can get it done. Thank you.
Sounds good. Well, thank you for being here. And I should say we're going to celebrate Veterans Day in a few days, and you are an Army veteran, so I'd like to thank you for your service and wish you a happy Veterans Day.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for being here.